Hi, this is God Sham God,
And I'm Jose.
and this is Talk to God. Hi, this is God Sham God. I'm here with my brother Rudy Gay, and my brother Jose. We on Talks to God. Rudy, how you been? Since I didn't see you for a minute and everything. For the people that don't know you, the young kids that don't know you, just give a little background about yourself.
Rudy Gay, been in the league for after 10. I don't even know anymore. A while. Now I play for the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah. Did you always want to play basketball growing up, like make it to the NBA and things like that?
Actually, the way I see it, I was like, man, at first, I wanted to be a baseball player because I love baseball. But my mom showed me some kind of something in my yearbook from like 4th or 5th grade. And in the occupational dream job, it said be a basketball player. So I guess that's when I made my choice. I don't know.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Right.
You coming from DMV, stuff like that, Baltimore, growing up in those eras when you was playing like AAU and stuff like that, being that a lot of players, especially in the NBA, is from that area, like Melo, KD, stuff like that. How was it back in the days playing in those AAU tournaments and things like that?
It was a battle. It was a battle. It's a host of players that that nobody knows that that were supposed to be those guys, and that's the thing about those areas. And the thing about you say DMV playing in AU tournaments, but you know how it is. Like when you're on the East Coast, it's so different from the West Coast.
Yeah,
It's like
definitely.
you got Baltimore, you got DC, you got Philly, you got New York, and like you always play against each other.
Yeah.
So you kind of grow up with those people. So like I would say, just as much as like Melo and KD and all those guys, like I've made bonds with other guys, from New York, from Philly. Kyle Lowry is one of my really, really good friends. He's from Philly. New York, we have AJ Price, who I went to college with.
Yep.
So like, and plus I was born in Brooklyn, so I always went back and forth from Baltimore to Brooklyn. So just knowing people from up in there, hooping up there and coming back down.
So growing up, like who was somebody like the people you looked up to, like as far as basketball, who you wanted to emulate your game like and things like that?
I mean, we grew up in the Jordan era, so obviously everybody was like, man, I want Jordan, you know what I'm saying?
Come fly with me.
Come fly with me and all that. But it's people from, that's the thing like about basketball players. People say, the question like that, and we answer it saying like Jordan or like KG or somebody like that. But T-Mac was my guy too. But it's always somebody around, the neighborhood.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
like, man, I want to play like him.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And Warren Dixon was one of them for me. Sam Cassell. I mean, it's just,
No,
everybody
I
around
got
the
you.
way.
So when did you first realize like you could take basketball to like a next level, like when you was in high school, elementary school? When did you first realize like, okay, I need to be serious about this?
My freshman year of high school, they started me in on JV. And from there, halfway through the season, like, well, we need you on varsity. I actually failed off the team, though. I couldn't play. But that summer, I went back, like, because you playing with practicing with varsity players, seniors and juniors.
You holding your own, huh?
Yeah, I'm holding my own, but then you don't realize how good you are until you go back to people your age.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, it's easy. You know what I mean? So I went back with them, and I was like, okay, yeah, I can, I still have a lot more I need to get better at, but I ain't bad right now.
Yeah, I mean, you went to one of the top colleges, that was out.
Yeah.
How did you make your choices in picking colleges? Like, do you go for like, all right, do I got a chance to win a national championship, or am I gonna get the most run, the most shots, things like that for kids that's trying to do the same thing?
It's just, I went for coaching. Connecticut at the time was Wing U. You had Ray Allen, you had Rip Hamilton, you had Karan Butler, you had Ben Gordon. All those people came out back to back to back to back. And I always, and like, it's not one player I didn't think was nice. That I just said, I thought all of them had game. So I was like, man, I want to be the next. I want to be next. I made a lot of people mad by going there because Maryland was right there. They wanted me
that's
back.
what I'm actually up.
But, that was my choice. And I had to stick by it. Going home was tough, but it was what it was.
So then, you're in Connecticut, you're doing good, and you got, chances to come out, early or come out when you want. How do you decide on that choice? Being, we all grew up in the hood, so it's like
Right.
everybody's like, yo, we need to get the money, and not wait or, things like that. So how did you factor in those choices?
Man, after my first year, I remember I had a conversation with Coach Calhoun, my freshman year. And actually, even before that, my class was one of the last classes that you can come out of high school.
Yep.
So I was like, let me go ahead and see what it's about.
Yeah.
But it was something about college I always wanted to experience, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't go back.
Yep.
So I wanted to experience that. But after my freshman year, I had a conversation with Coach Calhoun. He was telling me, next year we're gonna be great. I'm like, shoot, I'm not sure if I want to come back or not.
Yeah.
He was like, yes, you are. So I really had no choice first year. Second year, and even with that, it was like I had a conversation with my mom's, and it was like, she was like, man, we've been broke for a long time. 1 year ain't gonna hurt us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So once I had that, foundation and that support, it was like, man, I'm not in no rush.
You think those 2 years really helped you as a pro?
I do. No, it's not even basketball-wise. It's just me as a man.
Yeah.
I can't imagine getting, because, I had an early birthday, so I was 17 when I started college. So I couldn't imagine getting millions of dollars at 17. I couldn't imagine that. Looking back, I'm like, and I left. When I left, I was 19, so I still was young.
Yeah.
But yet I had those 2 years of just being on my own.
Okay.
Learning how to wash my own clothes when I'm hungry.
Mature.
Yeah, it just helped me
2 years
mature a
did a
little
lot.
bit more. I had my own apartment in college, so I'm like, all right, I'm learning.
You being a 10-year veteran plus, we're gonna leave it at that.
Right.
And this up and coming class that's coming up, and the young fellas, say 2-3 years in, who do you, at this time, they admire you, I'm sure, but who would you pay to go watch play?
I mean, obviously, you want to see Zion dunk on somebody, so you would pay to see that. But I think, who do I think would be the best pro?
Yeah.
I think Ja is going to be a really good pro.
Yeah, Ja's nice.
I mean, he got such a good, so high of a ceiling.
Okay.
Plus, he can do so much already as it is. With Zion, I mean, he still has, it's a lot that he has to prove. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying he can't. I hope he does. I think we all, us as black men, we want everybody to do well. But
Of course.
he has a lot to prove, and ain't nothing given. I mean, being number one pick don't mean nothing after it's done.
Nah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Seen that
Been some
move.
bust number one.
Yeah, but he's gonna get some time, and people want to give him a chance to turn into the player he is. But there's nobody saying that's gonna happen. So he has a lot to prove. But I think Ja's gonna. I mean, I hope.
So when you coming out of Connecticut, you go to the draft. How was it? How was the feeling to get your name called? Walk across the stage and things like that. And like you said, being that saying your mom's had a big influence on everything, and just finally getting that relief at that.
That you were able to take care of her financially.
Yeah, I mean, with the financial part, I mean, shoot, when I got drafted, I cleared my mother's debt, and the next year it was higher than it was before. So, what I mean, that's one thing. But I say with me, I don't know. I had my expectations of myself was so high, I didn't really even get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, man, it's time to go. I didn't. I didn't sit back. Everybody says the stories. They sit there and cry. I didn't even cry. Like I didn't have any feelings, man. I was cold about it because I just felt like now it's time to go.
Yeah.
I can sit back and look now. It's like, damn, that's a real accomplishment. Even still being here is an accomplishment. Because in that draft, there's only like 3 players left.
Sheesh.
3 or 4 players left. But
How do you feel being one of the players left? And you had an Achilles injury, right?
yeah.
And you still here, and you're playing great. How do you feel? How did you get back to Rudy?
It's the same mentality as like I didn't think I was done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
It's like,
Did
I
it
ain't
scare
done.
you? Were you scared at any moment?
I was scared right after that happened. I was scared because that was my contract year. I was like, man, this could be it. But after that, I was like, man, like I'm gonna come back good. Like you could say it's confidence. I don't know if it's confidence as much as determination. I say it's a thin line between that, but I think it's more determination because I'm like, man, this ain't gonna defeat me.
So you can really feel what Kevin Durant is feeling right now.
Yeah. And I know what type of person KD is. I know he loves basketball. So he's not gonna end on his terms. He's not gonna let anything else end.
Nah, no doubt.
But I know this is gonna change him because he's gonna be more in tune to his body because that's what made me do that.
Yeah, so like since like after you got your injury and you came back, did you like change like diet or did it make you focus more on certain parts of your body or things like that?
I mean, I focus more on anything. I literally tried everything and whatever worked, I kept with. I didn't, I couldn't play for 6 months. I didn't gain a pound. I was like, man, I'm not gonna deal with losing weight and trying to get back.
So you watch what you ate and all that.
I wouldn't eat it if it was like everything. If I could do anything, I was still lifting weights with my boot on. Like, I was doing anything. I was like, nah, I'm not going to let this happen.
Yeah, because like as we grow as athletes, most of us think we're invincible. Like we stop stretching, we stop doing all that stuff, and then once you get in the NBA and you get a long time in the NBA as far as career, you start focusing on hot yoga, stuff like that.
And that's the thing, you can't wait till it's too late because when it's too late, it's too late. You can't reverse what's done. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, with a lot of kids, I still wish I would have did more when I was younger. But things happen and that changed your mentality.
For all the kids that's listening, what is one of the first things you bought for you when you got drafted? Like nobody else, family, just for you.
Man, it ain't petty, but I remember I shared a account with my mother. This was in college. And I remember I was working out for that, like to go to the draft. And I went to Sunglass Hut. And I was like, man, I like these Dolce & Gabbana sunglasses. I was like, man, that's $500. I don't know if I can do it. And my boy was like, man, what? Like, you just got drafted. Just get them. So I was like, yeah, you're right. I bought them. My mother called me later that day. I was like, boy, what you buying some $500 glasses for? But after that, I bought a Range Rover after that, though.
Nah, no doubt. But, me getting to know you and stuff like that, how do you stay, like you said, you've been in the NBA 10 plus years. How do you stay grounded through everything, through adversity, through everything? Because, they always say, like, we as athletes, we can't handle adversity. But most of the time, it's not us not handling adversity. We can't handle prosperity.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, nearly everybody I know that's been drafted or the NBA has been through something that's way tougher than basketball. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting here, we could say I've had an Achilles injury, but I've been through way tougher stuff than that. And I kept that mentality. And even with that, it was like, in my mind, I'm thinking it's a draft every year. So when somebody gets drafted, somebody getting out. And I wasn't going to let that be me. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I wasn't going to let that
That's
be
a good
me.
motto to have, man.
Yeah, and now, you in 10 plus years, what drives you every day? Congratulations on your new contract,
Appreciate
things
it.
like that. What drives you and still give you that motivation to keep, trying to be, keep improving and things like that?
Everybody else, it's weird to say, but other people's success kind of motivates me. You know what I'm saying? Not in a hating way. It's just
definitely.
It's like, it makes me want to continue to get, add things to my game. It's like when you sitting back and you watching somebody like, damn, he could do that. Let me see if I can do it.
Yeah.
Let me work on
And
that.
that happens when you get older, too.
Yeah.
Like, you were super explosive college,
Yeah.
first 3 years, 360, all of that.
Yeah.
So you had to change your game after the Achilles injury.
Even before that.
Yeah, your jumper was more precise and all that. So after the injury, when you went to the gym, what did you say? Let me work on this jumper. Let me work on my post moves more. When you went back to the lab, what did you define?
I mean, coming up, I was known as a selfish player. So, and being a man on the team, you take the brunt of everything. Like, if y'all don't make it as far as you want to, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like Lakers, like everybody looking at LeBron, like, what you doing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
No-win
like,
situation, in other words.
yeah, it's not. It's it's media and fans. You know what I'm saying? And they entitled to their opinions. But the thing about it was, I had to look at myself and like, how can I make my teammates better? And with that, it was times that I shoot the ball. If we weren't winning, it's because I ain't scoring.
Yeah.
I learned later. It was like, man, look, I have to, use my teammates, learn how to play in a pick and roll, learn how to, make plays out of pick and roll. Learn how to take my time and really treat it like a chess match, instead of just going out there trying to get buckets. And I think everybody goes through it. It's you're a rare player if you come in the league knowing that.
No, for me, getting to know you and stuff like that, over the years, a lot of stuff you do for your community that people don't know. Where did that sense of community come from, and and things like that?
It's just being from a place like Baltimore and seeing so many things go on, and me being in a position that I can find a way to give back.
Yeah.
I'd feel terrible if I didn't.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of things. I mean, I ain't gonna mention it because I did it quietly.
Yeah,
I've done it.
definitely. Yep, definitely.
But and there's things I've done, that I wanted people to know because of the outcome.
Yeah.
So I mean, what Jay said, the purest form of giving is anonymous.
Yes. Nah.
Yeah, so like, it's just you gotta, you can't walk around your community without giving back.
Yeah.
Especially when, like, even growing up, like, hate to say it, but like, people doing stuff illegal, they would even give back because the kids don't know what's going on. You gotta get back to them.
Yeah, no, definitely. And now you with the San Antonio Spurs, and it seems like, you found the home, you feel comfortable there. You just resigned, things like that. What make it so good and so comfortable for you to just stay there and, keep continuing with your career there?
Because the way things go, like, it's different. Like, that's the kind of basketball culture is like, we don't want you to feel like you have to do too much.
Yeah.
We want you to go out there and play your hardest, but do what you can. Don't try to do anything more than what you think you can do. They preserve us. They make sure we're straight. They make sure we're good for when it's time to be good. Playoffs and stuff like that. And I honestly feel like every year I've been there, we've had a chance to win a championship. Obviously we haven't, and things happen, we lose games, but you always feel like you're in the running.
Yeah, it seemed like it's good for you because, like you said, you came in as a selfless player.
Yeah.
And the organization is like selfless from Tim to everybody now.
I couldn't play there 10 years ago. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't no way.
How was you in your relationship with Pop? Let me tell you a story. I was playing ball in Central Park, and Pop was walking by.
Was this recently?
This is about 3-4 years ago.
He loves New York.
So listen, I'm playing ball, I'm killing these young guys. Basic stuff,
Now
jump shots and all that.
And you got a 10-day.
After the game, no, listen. After the game, he said, if you twitch, he's just coaching me. He got on the court, I swear to God, true story, and said, if you move your hand this way, you'll make more shots. And that tells me a lot about Pop, that he loves the game. He sat there and watched us play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how did Pop help you grow? Because I know y'all clashed.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. It's like me coming in with 10 plus years, it just made me put more emphasis on the simple things because stuff like that, you'll be shooting, you'll be like, get your hands ready.
He's a perfectionist.
Yeah, like, get your hands ready to shoot. I'm like,
and I commend you also for saying I couldn't play 10 years ago.
I'm gonna be real, I couldn't, but
that shows your maturity.
Yeah. So you come around, be like, get your hands like this. I'm thinking like, whatever. But the best shooters have their hands ready. It is what it is. So sometimes you don't want to hear it, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you gotta hear it.
So when, your career is finished, a long time from now, what do you see yourself doing? I know you got your boys and stuff like that. Do you want them to continue the legacy, or are you the father that's like, whatever, you want to do, I'm here to support, or you the one that's like, nah, we need to do this?
Nah, I'm the, I'd love to be in the stands with my kids, team shirt on, the hat, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be crazy, but I'll be there to support. But I mean, I love to do that, but everybody has their own life. So if they pick it up, now at some point we'll have the conversation, like how much do you want it?
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna be as hard as I gotta be, but up until then, it's just fun. I know how it was when it became a job, and it wasn't fun. It was a job. You know what I mean?
What do you think about all the free agents? You was one, and stuff that's going on now. How do you see the West Coast this year?
Man, it's tough. It's going to be like the West has been tough for a long time. Now it's just star heavy. To be honest with you, it's been tough.
It's always been tough.
You know how it is. Everybody knows the West has been tough, but now it's just star heavy, and who knows how that's going to work out on mesh. But you know what I'm saying? It takes time. But every night's going to be a battle because you have talent. So most of the talent's in the West. Well, everybody talented. I ain't gonna say that, but most superstars are in the West. So we'll see how that works.
This is the last question. What would be the best advice you would give a kid coming out of college that want to make it in the NBA, being there 10+ years? Like, what would you try to tell them to focus on the most to help get through that grind? Because people understand, like, I don't want to say it's easy, but when you can make it to the NBA, but it's about staying in the NBA. Like you said, in your class, it's probably 3 people still in the NBA.
I'd say love the grind as much as you love the perks.
Hard work pays off in other perks.
Yeah, it's a lot of people love what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like my boys, go get them glasses. Like, 'cause I could.
Exactly.
And that, starts with glasses.
Yeah.
Then it ends up being shoes. Then it ends up being, a Louis bag. Then it ends up being cars. Then it ends up jewelry. You know what I'm saying? You can get it. Yeah, you can. But it's like, you worried about all that. You need to be worried about how you getting it.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, definitely. I want to thank my brother, Rudy Gay, for coming through to Toast of God.
Appreciate y'all having me.
And that's a wrap.